All right, everybody. Welcome to Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd Cryer, and I am here with my big bad buddy, Carlos Blueberry.
What's up, Lloyd?
What's up,
What are you doing?
Charles? How's everybody doing tonight?
Man, I'm having a great night. I'm enjoying my Shiner S'more chocolate and marshmallow ale tonight. It's
Mmm.
quite delectable. I feel very fancy.
I'm enjoying my sweet iced tea, Southern made, right here in my own home.
Nice.
Ding.
I've tried other iced tea, but that's the best.
It is lovely. So, somebody is saying that we're on mute.
Not again. No, we're not. I can hear us on YouTube.
You can hear us? You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening to us on YouTube.
I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know. I can hear it just fine. I got YouTube up and I can hear it. No, we're not.
You got
We're talking. I
YouTube
can hear us
and
on YouTube.
you can hear us? You can hear me? Okay,
know.
perfect. All right, good. Well, somebody said we were muted, but I guess we're all good to go.
Heck
Tonight is 1992, the year in horror. And boy, do we have a bunch of people watching us right now. There's several folks. Let's say hi to everybody. What do you say, Charles?
I don't mind doing that. I like talking to people.
I do too. So first on the list, I'm just going to go down the list of everybody that I see that's chatting. We've got Eduardo Gonzalez,
Yes.
Travis Brown,
Oh, downtown Travis Brown, my main man.
yeah, Todd Lewis.
Lewis. Oh man, Lewis, like Lewis and Clark.
That's right. JRE is here. Travis Brown, I've already mentioned him. Whoops.
But he's so good. You got to mention him twice though.
So good,
Travis.
you got to say him twice. Jesse Whites, howdy, howdy.
What's up, Jesse Watts?
Stephen
yeah.
Burt.
Bert makes it hurt.
I was
He
going to
is
say,
the one.
Burt makes it hurt. T. West is here. Jeanette Nolan. Chrissy Gilliland.
man. Jesse
Ali-
Watts just said he bought a vampire motorcycle. He just got I bought a vampire motorcycle. Good. Good score.
Sweet. Ali Tapa, Chrissy Gilliland, Bob White,
Yes. Everybody.
Charles
Yeah,
Anderson.
Todd Lewis never leaves. Todd
Yep.
Lewis said he never leaves. He just waits.
Neil McElhaney.
What's up, Neil?
See, happy Back to the Future and Nachos Day.
It is Back to the
Eduardo
Future Day.
Garcia said.
October
or Gonzalez,
21st.
Sorry.
Great Back to the Future Day.
Whole bunch of people here. Lots of folks. Also want to say to Mr. 80, say hello to Mr. 80's 1224 on Twitch as well. So absolutely. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah,
I have had
man.
a super, super crazy busy day myself, Charles. And I just remembered that we had a show at like 6 o'clock. And I ran over here from the Frightmare Collectibles store and got everything loaded up. So
Oh, cool.
we're ready to go, though.
You know, I just got off work, so I'm here now.
There you go.
Here we are. Yeah, so before we start, I wanted to mention, because we'd got a message in from Billy Butler that they're wanted us to mention that on Halloween night they're doing a live watch party online of Night of the Living Dead with him and Patricia Talman. So that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. I told him I'd mention it to everybody.
That
gonna
sounds like a
post the
blast.
details. Yeah, I'm gonna post the details after the show, as I just saw his message. But I guess they're doing a watch party, kind of like we do with our Twitch Prime watch parties. But they're gonna do Night of the Living Dead 1990, him and Patricia. So sounds like a lot of fun. And I have the Facebook link, and it's a free watch party too. So it's just something fun to do on Halloween. So
Boom, there you go. So we'll post that up afterwards on all the pages. Don't forget, Frightmare HQ has its own Facebook page.
Yeah.
So you can go visit us there, send messages to us there. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And
look forward to hearing from you guys. Yeah, if you win anything on the show or you want to talk to us, do us a favor and try to send it through the Frightmare HQ Facebook Messenger now, because that's the one we're kind of looking at for the Frightmare HQ stuff. So I think I missed a couple of them that came in the Texas Frightmare one because I wasn't directly looking at them. That's my bad if you guys sent a message, but I responded to everybody. So
cool, awesome. Well, let's. What do you say? Let's kick off 1992, Charles.
It's the greatest year it's ever happened.
First movie on the list. Looks like was in March 6, 1992. A scientist obsessed with perfecting virtual reality software experiments on a slow-witted gardener who ends up turning into a frightening superhuman being. Released March 6, 1992. This is the US, UK, and Japan co-produced sci-fi action horror film, The Lawnmower Man. Written and directed by Brett Leonard. Originally titled Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man. But King hated this so much, he had his name removed. He took him to court to have his name removed from this film.
Yep.
So, and he was rightfully he was in the right to do that, because I think this movie is a terrible movie.
That's what I'm going to talk about after we roll the trailer. We'll roll our trailer first, and then we'll come on.
All right, here we go.
Cool. Yeah, let's just do like last time. Let's just roll the trailer after our intros. Makes it easier.
Okay. I didn't have time to load it up, put all the buttons in my stream deck, so I'm just doing this manually tonight. So if I screw up something, be nice.
Go. Grass is waiting.
No, you're fine.
With the mind.
And I've worked on this,
Yeah,
like,
Cyberman.
I got up
He came
super
to see
early so I
me.
could get all this shit done today, because I've had like no time either.
Cyberman.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get all this out.
And a doctor
I like doing my honorable mentions videos. That one takes me a little bit of time.
with a vision of the future.
I have a game in my house that you might like to play. Would you like that?
Yeah. Okay. That was really bad.
I have different games. I even have one that could help make you smarter.
Now, Job Smith is about to enter the world of virtual reality.
No, Joe, just relax. It's going to be like being up there with the stars, Joe. They're going to another planet. His mind is like a clean, hungry sponge. I just graduated to the next level, Joe.
You're not the Lawnmower Man. Well, you've certainly changed. I don't know how you did it, but I approve.
I absorbed Latin yesterday in less than 2 hours.
Joe, where are you? Oh, Joe.
A world where the normal course of events can suddenly turn inside out.
You realize, Dr. Angelo, that my intelligence has surpassed yours.
The imaginary becomes real.
Trying to get inside my head, Joe.
You can't hide anything from me, Dr. Angelo.
And reality
We have no idea what he's going to do.
is all in your mind. Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man.
All right, so there's the trailer. Sorry for talking over the trailer a minute ago, guys. I didn't realize I didn't mute the mics, but there you go. There's the trailer for Lawnmower Man. Charles?
Guys, look, I can admit that Lawnmower Man, okay, this had an interesting concept, all right? And I'll agree, the version that was released in theaters and home video is not a good movie whatsoever. But the director's cut of this is actually a decent movie. It's like 40 minutes longer and really fills in a lot of the missing plot holes and crap in this movie. I didn't like this movie at all until I watched the director's cut, and I was like, well, this is a lot better movie. So if you don't like The Lawnmower Man and you've never seen the director's cut, I would say try to rewatch it. And if you watch the director's cut and you still hate it, well, then you hate The Lawnmower Man. That's just how it is.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
But, you know, this movie, the effects are comical. I mean, they were even dated like 15 years ago. They looked old. But, yeah, I mean, it's still pretty relevant premise. This whole, like, dangers of technology in a virtual world. It sounds like something that could be remade today in a similar format, you know?
Right, right. Well, I don't know. I mean, the original short story had nothing to do with AI.
Oh, at all.
Or
At
not
all.
AI, but what is it? Virtual reality.
Computer, virtual reality. Not at all. Yeah. And Brett Leonard, who directed this, did another virtual reality movie a couple years after this. He did a Virtuosity with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe, which is basically like an action version of Lawnmower Man. That's pretty much what they were doing. Some interesting people in this, though, with horror backgrounds. I know Dan Wyman did the score for it, and Dan Wyman was John Carpenter's orchestrator in the early years for like Halloween and The Fog and Assault on Precinct 13 before he started being a composer himself. And the guy who did the cinematography on this ended up winning an Oscar for Titanic. So this is like a really not well-made movie that was released to theaters with a really good cast and crew. Because Pierce Brosnan's great and Jeff Fahey's great, but yeah.
It was ahead of
That's
its
Lawnmower
time.
Man.
Let's just say that it was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of some time. I don't know when that time is, but it tried. Let me have another drink of this delicious chocolate marshmallow ale to wash down the Lawnmower Man before we continue on here.
Do it.
Because I like this. I like this next one just for comic factor. Hold on. Tastes like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All right, guys. We're moving on. All right. 2 gun runners and a pregnant policewoman. This sounds like a Saturday at Frightmare HQ. I'm just going to put it out there. 2 gun runners and a pregnant policewoman become trapped in a haunted toy warehouse. This was released direct to video, rightfully, March 12th, 1992. It is the horror comedy film Demonic Toys, directed by Peter Maganugan. All right, Demonic Toys. Go for it.
For 66 years, evil has been waiting, watching, wanting for someone to play with its toys.
Gonna have a lot of fun here tonight, friend.
Get back!
It's the toys. Someone's inside the toys.
What do you want?
Oopsie daisy.
Before the night is through, I'll be born in a human body, flesh and blood.
Demonic Toys. Playtime has begun.
All right, Charles, tell us about Demonic Toys.
Man, this is Demonic Toys it's just fun. It's like your perfect full moon romp. If you like cheesy movies, then you need this in your life. It's super simple, but the toys in it are so fantastic. And my favorite in this, and I used to watch this when I was younger. When this came out, I think I had this on VHS the first week it came out. I don't even know how I acquired it, but I had it. I watched it a lot, and my favorite in this is Baby Oopsie Daisy, who has some great one-liners. When she goes, "I can walk, I can talk, I can even shit my pants." Hey, you shit your pants? Baby Oopsie Daisy. Now, this is just one of those fun, just dumb movies that are just like great to put on and watch. And what I love is it's written by David Goyer. David Goyer, who would go on to write some movies that people may know, like Blade. Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Terminator Dark Fate, Dark City. He's a little bit known guy, but he's also working on the Hellraiser remake I know that. So,
Mr. 80s asked, he said he hasn't heard about this film. Is it available?
yeah, you can actually get this one. Full Moon Features has a Blu-ray of this for $15, but it's actually streaming on Tubi, free with ads. So if you want to watch it for free, it's on Tubi. They just throw ads in every now and then. So
Tubi's
it's
great.
a fun one. Tubi's great. If you don't want to watch with ads, there's a $3 rental on Amazon on HD. So I like this movie. It's Full Moon in the 90s. You know, their movies were a lot of fun. This is one of the most fun ones.
Yep.
Near and dear to my heart.
Agreed. And this was, I guess this was our Full Moon saying, hey, Puppet Master was cool. Let's make more dolls about non-animated objects coming to life. Let's do it. Dolls. Let's make dolls come to life.
Let's make toy. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And I'm not telling you it's a really well-made movie. It's not, but it's just so much fun to watch the toys in it because they're so creative, the ones they make. And that's Full Moon. They're real good at making these little characters. And, you know, this is nowhere near as good as a couple of the Puppet Master movies, but I think the design and work they put into building these fun little toys is definitely worth a watch.
All right, so demonic toys. Here's another one that I know you like. Let's go ahead and roll right into this. I haven't seen this movie. I've seen the first one, but not the sequel. So.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. So let's do this one. A couple must use a portal through time to defeat a killer waiting in the past, present, and future. When released in the Philippines, March 26th, first released in the Philippines, March 26, 1992, this is the American dark comedy horror film Waxwork 2, written and directed by Anthony Hickox. Released direct-to-video in the U.S. on June 16, 1992. The first of two movies by Anthony Hickox on our 1992 list.
From the director of Waxwork, Waxwork 2, Lost in Time.
We burned that place down to the ground. Nothing could have escaped that inferno.
I just hope you're right.
When the mayhem ended,
You said it was over! You said it was over!
their adventure began.
You're going to need all the help you can get if you want to continue the fight against evil. Just follow Alice through the looking glass.
Trapped in a terrifying journey through time.
When you first used Solomon's locket, you opened a doorway to another universe. The place where the true battle between good and evil is played out for eternity.
Caught between the forces of darkness and light.
God wants me to be a time warrior?
The Master is no mortal. He is the devil himself.
Now, to get back to the future, they must fight evil throughout the ages.
You guys know how to fight? Let's go kick some butt!
Zach Galligan from Waxwork and Gremlins 1 and 2 stars with Alexander Goodenough from Witness and Die Hard.
You're sick.
Take an action-packed journey through the looking glass and back in time. Waxwork 2, Lost in Time, from Live Home Video.
All right, Waxwork 2, Charles.
You know, this is it's nowhere near as good as the first one, but what makes it fun is this is a direct sequel to the first Waxworks. So it is sort of a continuation of the story, but what makes this worth watching is the awesome homages it has during it to other movies and some of the cameos, because Bruce Campbell appears in it, and it does homages to like Dawn of the Dead, Frankenstein, Haunting of Hill House, a bunch of like aliens even in there, and they're basically like recreations of those movies, little short ones, and the production value of that just makes it a lot of fun to watch. Waxwork, the first one, is definitely a lot better, but I always really enjoyed this one, and they're perfect to watch together as a double feature because this one starts right where the last one ended, so you're rolling like directly into a double feature. And I definitely say if you haven't seen it, definitely, if you haven't seen Waxworks, watch the first one, then watch this. But if you haven't seen Waxworks 2, yeah, give it a watch. It's kind of a bordering more on like a sci-fi thriller than the first one was more horror, but there's still horror elements to it that mainly come from the homages they do. That's kind of where the horror stuff throws in when they're knocking like Alien and Dawn of the Dead. So you have zombies and stuff. But enjoy this. Zach Gilligan's in it again, reprising the same role, and they basically took the craziness from the first one and they just said, let's turn it to like 37 and we'll just make it even more crazier. Yeah, like this. And oddly enough, I actually saw the second Waxworks before I saw the first Waxworks when I was a kid. I remember it was on TV and I watched this one and I seemed really confused, but I always liked this one.
Yeah. I need to take time and check this one out myself. But like you said, it's streaming on Tubi. You can rent it on Amazon. And there's also a double feature Vestron Blu-ray. So, very well available movie.
Yeah, that double feature from Vestron's a great buy. It's $20 for both of them. And it's the only way you can get them on Blu-ray. And they're actually pretty good transfers. They're Master HD transfers. So, that's a pretty good pickup.
Awesome. All right, the next movie. Let's do it, Charles.
All right, guys. This is one that I like a lot, and I think a lot of you guys like too. A mother and son team of strange supernatural creatures move to a small town to seek out a young virgin to feed on. Delicious virgins. It was released April 10th, 1992. It's the American horror film Sleepwalkers, directed by Mick Garris and written by Stephen King. The first time that King wrote an original screenplay rather than adapting one of his already existing stories.
Charles Brady is new in town.
You can actually talk to him? Yeah, he's nice. Real nice.
The girls all like him. The teachers all respect him.
Your teachers in Ohio must have been sorry to lose such a creative young man.
The parents all trust him.
He's utterly charming.
But nobody really knows him. Like his mother.
You cannot be in love with this girl, Charles.
You don't know me, Tanya.
But I want to.
Behind their smile is a secret.
Hi. Come in, Tanya. I have something for you.
I don't know who you are, but I know you're not who you say you are.
Behind the secret is a hunger.
Does it have to be her?
And behind it all is the imagination of Stephen King.
Somebody help me, please!
He killed one of my men.
He was scared of a cat.
Stephen King's Sleepwalkers.
All right, this movie has Alice Krige in it. I've always thought she was a great actress.
Alice Krige, yeah. She's real good in Chariots of Fire. I know she was in that. She was the Borg Queen in Star Trek franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and she was the bad whatever in Silent Hill too. One of the villains or whatever. So
she was a Ghost Story too, the one with Fred Astaire and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. She was in that one, like 81 or 82, something like that.
Yep. So, this movie, I saw it years ago. I remember being disappointed with Sleepwalkers. I probably need to rewatch it. I do remember all of the cameos, which it was just full of cameos. So, You know, I remember Clive Barker was in it, and of course Stephen King was in it, and I think Mark Hamill and Ron Perlman somebody mentioned.
Yeah. You know, I always enjoyed this movie. It's a lot of fun. You know, the makeup effects were not the best, and I know that's because they actually rushed it. They rushed to get out the suit that they use when they actually morph into the cats. So the suit that they actually intended to design and make was actually made, and it was used in the Tommyknockers. So if you watch the Tommyknockers, when you see that, you see them come out, and that was essentially what the original Sleepwalkers costume was supposed to be. They basically got it done. It was like, all right, Tommyknockers is going to use it. So, but it's great for the cameos, and it's actually one of the first movies to use the morphing technology special effects, where you saw all the changes and stuff.
Okay.
So,
okay.
One of the first
cool
movies to do
info
that.
to know.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I always enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, it's one of those ones that I always find easy to watch. Probably because it goes back from when I was younger. These are movies I would rent and watch a lot. So I enjoyed throwing this one on. You know, it is billed as the first original like screenplay Stephen King did, but in reality, Stephen King actually kind of wrote a short story that wasn't published. So it's a screenplay, but he kind of already wrote it. But that's another story. We'll go with that, right?
Gotcha.
But he's a great writer when he wants to be. You know,
Stephen
it's an interesting
King
story. When he wants to be, he's a great writer.
He's a great writer when he wants to be. Yeah,
when he wants to be. But
My
you got to give
favorite-
it the fact that
my favorite kind of parody of Stephen King is I think it's either The Simpsons or Family Guy, where he's sitting there pitching a book to the publisher, and he grabs a lamp and he's like, "Oh, it's about this lamp. It's a scary haunted lamp."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's haunted. Oh no, here it comes.
Shiver me timbers!
You hear it? It's spooked out. Ooh,
There it is.
Trust us, we invented electricity.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't know.
I'm curious about this next one. I really want to know everybody's opinion on this next film. So I want to know. I'm curious. I'm not going to say how I feel about it. I just want to know. So let's go ahead and introduce it. Let's go ahead and introduce it, and we'll find out. You guys post your honest opinion of this film. A businessman buys a house, but has his life turned upside down by the dirty bum living across the street. Released May 15th, 1992. It's the American comedy horror film The Vagrant, directed by Chris Wallace and starring Bill Paxton and Michael Ironside.
This next property is very well suited to your particular needs, Mr. Krakowski.
He saw it.
This house speaks to me. It says potential.
He loved it.
Well, I could even think about putting in a hot tub or maybe even a lanai. A lanai, wow.
He bought it.
Owning a house is okay, but you're going to get an ulcer making the payments.
How'd you like to see yourself promoted?
Mr. Feemster, I certainly wouldn't mind that.
And how'd you like to see yourself fired?
I wouldn't like that at all, sir.
But now, he's starting to lose it.
911 emergency.
I'd like to report a dangerous vagrant.
There's just one problem with Graham Krakowski's new home. He's not home alone.
A bizarre, senseless murder took place last night.
Mrs. Haller's been murdered. There's this vagrant who lives across the street. He did it, I know it, and now he's in the kitchen.
You're acting like a maniac.
Just relax. The police are taking care of everything.
He's innocent, I tell you. Krakowski, you are out of order.
That's my mother! That's my mother!
I'm attracted to you.
It's It's so sexy.
It's not often I get a nice young man like you to talk to.
It's scary. So scary. It's funny.
What could you possibly see?
So funny.
You seen a blue 78 Ford station wagon?
You mean like the one on fire out there?
It's a scream.
What if the authorities actually found out I killed her?
I see the dessert menu.
The Vagrant. There goes the neighborhood. One neighbor at a time.
Charles, I don't know about the Vagrant.
I love the Vagrant. It is so. It's not even a spoof. This is not a spoof. This is just funny horror. This is just so. This movie's so skewed that you don't even know if it's good or bad. It's just so great to put on and watch. And it's got Bill Paxton in it. It's so great.
The first time I saw it, I had read a bunch of reviews, and everybody was just saying how amazingly awesome this movie is. And I watched it. Maybe my expectations were way too high. I don't know, but it just didn't work for me. I've only watched it once, and that was a couple of years ago when it first came out on, I think Scream Factory put it out on DVD a couple of years ago. It may have been longer than that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. You really need a dark sense of humor to enjoy this movie, and it's a great movie. I like it. I think it's just crazy. It's just all the way out there. I'm sorry that you didn't like it, Loyd. I don't know what to tell you, but this is just one of those 90s black comedies that were out there.
Hey, man.
It's
don't anybody wants to see it, don't let my opinion stop you, please.
Oh, let me tell you guys, it's a $4 rental on Amazon. It's not streaming anywhere. Shout Factory does have a Blu-ray. It's kind of harder to find now, and it runs about $35. I enjoy this movie. Now, something fun about this movie is the director, Chris Wallace, the director, was not really known as a director. This is one of the most amazing makeup effects technicians that you'll ever see in your life. Chris Wallace invented the Gremlins in Gremlins. This is the guy who invented the Gremlins that we all see. This guy won an Academy Award for the makeup effects in The Fly for Cronenberg. And the Oscar he won for The Fly led him to direct his first movie, which was The Fly 2. And he only directed 2 movies, but throughout the 80s, he did so many effects.
Mm-hmm.
He also did the melting Nazi face in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I know that, with a couple other people. And such a great guy that after The Vagrant, completely disappeared. Like, this guy disappeared and didn't do anything for like 20 years. And I think he popped up. He did makeup effects in a really dumb Elf movie in like the early or mid 2010s at some point. I wish I knew more about why he left and stopped doing makeup effects or directing or anything, because he wasn't that old when The Vagrant came out. He was like 36. Like, that's how old he was. And I think now he's only like in his early 60s. This guy just disappeared.
Yeah.
Super talented guy, though, that I'm just so interested in knowing what happened to him.
Yeah. I loved his effects for The Fly, so who knows? Maybe we'll see him pop up again. I'm not sure.
Man, it's something I'd like to know. Maybe I could find him somewhere and make him come on our show. I'm going to reach out to him.
There you go. Do it.
I'm going to find him.
Okay, so next up is kind of a big film, well-known film. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it is. And one that I actually really like.
I like this one too, Charles.
After her spaceship crash lands on a remote prison planet, a woman realizes that she has brought along an unwelcome visitor. This was released May 22nd, 1992. It's the American sci-fi horror film Alien 3, directed by the one and only David Fincher.
1979, we discovered in space, no one can hear you scream. In 1992, we will discover on Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
On Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
The most misleading trailer that's ever happened, and there's no reason why it's set on Earth. So we could do a whole show on Alien 3, because Alien 3 is a movie that went through so many drafts, so many directors. It was production hell. But none of the drafts of this movie ever had them on Earth. And basically the trailer was a miscommunication from the marketing team to try to get a teaser out, because the teaser for this movie was released way before anything in this movie was ever finalized or done. They were just trying to get people to understand there was another Alien movie coming, and it was not on Earth.
Well, Travis Brown and J.D. Smith both are bringing up that they enjoy the assembly cut of Alien 3, and that it makes it a lot better. And I am not sure what that is, but I would like to find out more about that.
Yeah, there isn't a different cut, the assembly cut. It runs, I think it's 30 or 35 minutes longer, and the assembly cut actually is better, a lot better. You can get two versions. If you get the Blu-ray, they have both versions on there. The assembly cut actually, and I like the theatrical cut too a lot, but when you watch that assembly cut, you could see a lot of the character interactions and character development that they chopped out of the movie, and it really puts it together. Yeah, Jesse said he has the Blu-rays. It has that cut. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Blu-ray has that cut. So it's a great cut if you haven't seen it. I'd really recommend it. Alien 3, it's out there. There's multiple standalone sets and Blu-rays, etc. So yeah, definitely assembly cut's good, but we've got the first movie, the directorial debut of David Fincher. David Fincher, in my opinion, is one of the most prolific and imaginative directors of the last 20 years. I love this director so much. I really hate that he's sort of stepped away from doing films. He's really into television work. I do love Mindhunter. Mindhunter was really good. But I really want David Fincher, the director, back. I want Benjamin Button, Fight Club, Zodiac, Panic Room. I want David Fincher back, not on TV.
Mindhunter was one of the best TV shows that had come out in years. If nobody's seen Mindhunter, it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah. Season 2 is good too, but the first season is miles and miles much better than season 2.
Yeah, very, very much. And David Fincher, I don't know, David Fincher's just a really great guy. He did a lot of work before he became a director. This is a guy who's always kind of been around. I know he worked on Temple of Doom. He did some of anytime you see screens or shots that use like matte backgrounds, he was the one filming like the matte backgrounds for them to place in shots. So really just amateur work. But he also was a cameraman on Return of the Jedi. That was one of his earliest gigs. And I don't know, he's just a great guy. He directed music videos too. I know that. I think he did, I can't remember. I think he did Janie's Got Your Gun by Aerosmith. I think he directed that one. But he did a lot of late 80s, a lot of music videos, which a lot of directors did. That's kind of what they started with in the 80s.
Yeah,
music videos were a big thing, and they were kind of an easy gig to get back in the 80s in Hollywood if you were kind of knew the right people. Anybody could get you on a music video. So I do love Alien 3, though. I mean, back to Alien 3, I do love it. It, had its problems, and what David Fincher pulled off is really amazing when you think about it, because, this is, I don't know how many iterations of the script there was, but there was times they went and did shots for this movie without a script because they didn't know what the hell they were going to film because they kept changing the script. So they would go do like shots and people would just kind of improvise things. And this is what they had to deal with. It was just like textbook developmental hell,
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go for Alien 3. Let's move on to the next one, Charles. What do you say?
Yeah.
All right. This is cool. This is probably one of the coolest ones on the entire year. And the first sentence of what I'm about to read is going to give it all away. A young man's mother dies after she is bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey, but she comes back to life. So there you go. Everybody knows what this movie is. Killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors. First premiered at the Fanta Festival in Italy on June 4th, 1992. This is the New Zealand slapstick zombie comedy film Dead Alive, directed by Peter Jackson, also known as Dead Alive in the United States.
Braindead,
yeah. Braindead, Dead Alive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Warning, audiences everywhere are growing concerned about distasteful and gruesome films. This trailer depicts scenes that may offend sensitive viewers. If you are easily offended, cover your right eye now. However, if you enjoy a good, broad-minded laugh, cover your left eye now.
I thought you were a trustworthy boy, but going out behind my back with that oily shop girl, kissing and cuddling in public. But, Mum, she's experienced.
Lionel loves his new girlfriend.
Oh!
Almost as much as he loves his mother.
Mum!
But Lionel's mother is different.
Your mother ate my dog! Not all of it.
She's not very well.
Your mother's dead, Lionel.
Now, everyone else is not very well either. And they're getting sicker by the minute.
I kick ass for the Lord!
Soon, there won't be anyone left.
It's quite a collection of stiffs you got down there.
Who isn't? Braindead. It's all right. You can look now. Braindead.
Love Braindead. Fantastic movie.
Man, how can you not like Braindead? Or Dead Alive. It's just a great movie. What's funny is, this is Peter Jackson's splatter period, but Braindead, he actually used a lot of the same filming locations he ended up using again for Lord of the Rings. So if you ever go to New Zealand, you can do a one-stop shop with Lord of the Rings.
Ali Tapa summoned El Diablo. Thanks
What
for the tip. I've been savaged.
You all right?
Ali Top, no, I was just waiting. Ali Tapa, thank you. She just summoned El Diablo. You rock.
Oh.
It's good to see El Diablo on the screen. If anybody wants to summon El Diablo, all you have to do is donate exactly $6.66, and I'll share the link for you in the comments right now. And you can do the same thing. That was awesome.
Let me dance.
Dance it up, Charles. Dance it up.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! All right, Charles, you're next up.
Man. All right, so Dead Alive. We rolled through some Dead Alive. Everybody knows Dead Alive. Great movie. Not much else we can say, but hey, they used like 7,000 liters of fake blood in that movie. So
That is true. I think they broke the record. There was at one point there was something about them breaking the record for how much blood they used in a movie. So I don't know if they still hold that or not.
I know that it was mentioned about the lawnmower scene. Lawnmower scene's great because during the lawnmower scene they had a thing rigged up that pumped like, I don't know, it was like 5 liters of blood a second or something like that. I don't know. It was something crazy they had done. Actually, 5 gallons a second. I had saved it here. 5 gallons a second. So we need something like that we could just turn on during the show. That's just like,
yeah. Well, we'd have to do that outside because I'm not doing that in the house.
Look, Chrissy wants me to twerk. You gotta do a lot more than $6.66 for me to twerk, guys.
That's right.
All right. We got something else coming up here, though. This one's a little different, but it's a pretty good movie.
I never considered this a horror movie. But,
really?
Personally, I didn't, but I know that a lot of people do. So, hey.
Hey, knowing is half the battle. That's what I've been told.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to read this in. If you guys seen this, let me know if you think it's a horror movie or not. I do. Loyd doesn't. But that's fine. We're here to disagree.
That's right.
Things. A psychologist's deranged multiple personalities emerge when he discovers his wife is cheating. It was released August 7th, 1992. It's the American psychological horror thriller film, Raising Cain, not to be confused with The Chicken Restaurant. This one was written and directed by Brian De Palma, starring John Lithgow.
Warning, audiences everywhere are growing concerned about distasteful and gruesome films. This trailer depicts scenes that may offend...
If you think you know what happened...
2 moms disappeared from the same playground.
You're wrong.
I want to know what you've done with Amy!
If you think you know who did it...
It was Bonesy! Stop that! Stop that! Stop it!
Think again.
Don't let me die!
If you think it's only a nightmare...
It's the first dream.
Keep dreaming.
I know what you're going to do!
From Brian De Palma. Raising Cain. Rated R.
All right, horror film or not? I know that people do consider this a horror film, but I never really have. I remember watching it early on when it first came out, and I liked the movie.
Look, it's now available on video cassette. So, all right, so
go out and get it.
Go out and get it. Bob says not a horror film. Steven says not a horror film. You know what? Fine. We won't call it a horror film. I'm going to change it for you guys.
But you know, Scream Factory
I will
put
tell
it out,
you,
right? Didn't they on Blu-ray?
I will tell you that on IMDb and Movie Data, it is tagged as dramatic horror crime. Those 3 tags.
There you go.
So, I'm not saying they're right. I'm saying that whatever you think it is what it is.
But what wasn't Ice-T in this movie?
Dude, you love Ice-T. You got problems.
I love Ice-T, but wasn't he in this movie?
You're drinking it right now.
I know.
No, Ice-T's not in this movie Ice-T's not in Raising Cain that I'm worried.
Okay, what movie am I mixing this up with? I'm mixing it up with some other movie like that. But okay, Ice-T's not in it. Moving on. Forget about Ice-T.
All right, well, that was Raising Cain. Skeptical movie on whether or not it's a horror movie, but it is directed by and written by the really awesome Brian De Palma, who we know from, of course, the one movie that everybody likes of his, which is a little movie called Carrie. But he did a lot of movies. John, it being a horror movie, not a horror movie, John Lithgow is fantastic in this movie.
And he's horrific.
He's at his best at this. He's just like, I'm John Lithgow.
Yeah, I'm crazy, John Lithgow.
I'm crazy. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right.
But didn't Scream Factory put this out though? I was asking you that earlier, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Scream Factory did bring this out. 2016 actually. You can still get it.
So
this one's actually on
it a horror movie,
Netflix right now. Yeah, this one's on Netflix too. If you want to watch it right now, but much like Travis, whenever I hear this, it makes me hungry because I just want some chicken.
Yeah, I want that Cain sauce, man.
Stephen Bird said, are you thinking of Ricochet with Ice-T? It might be Ricochet.
That's what I'm thinking of is Ricochet. Because it is Lithgow in that? Why do I get those two mixed up? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's in that one. He's in that. Denzel Washington's in that too. That's a good movie. That's definitely not a horror movie though. But
no, that's not a horror movie at all.
John Lithgow's great in that too, though. He's just as crazy in Ricochet. So,
well, there you go. There you go. All right. So, what else about Raising Cain other than we want chicken now?
Just that we want chicken, and it could be a horror movie. It might not be a horror movie, but it's worth watching just to see crazy, crazy John Lithgow. So,
there you go. All right. So, moving on to the next one. An ambitious TV reporter discovers the Lament configuration box, which opens a door to the Cenobites' demonic world of pleasure and pain. First released in South Korea, really? August 15th, 1992. This is Hellraiser III, directed by Anthony Hickox, the first Hellraiser film to be entirely produced and filmed outside the United Kingdom.
In Hellraiser 1, Clive Barker showed you his vision of a private hell. In Hellraiser 2, he took you on a journey inside the Inferno. Now, the terror returns in mankind's final confrontation with evil. And this time, it's going to be hell on Earth.
Jesus Christ.
Not quite.
Just give me the box. Ready for your close-up?
We're going to hell, ladies first.
Relax, baby. This is better than sex.
It's so good to be back. Clive Barker presents Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth.
All right. So this is where Hellraiser started going to hell. Somewhat. I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and Hellraiser kind of is another one that went development hell too, because I mean Barker was kind of in talks to make Hellraiser 3 before even like Nightbreed came out, and Nightbreed kind of screwed up some stuff. The way they screwed up Nightbreed for him, they would even use it's kind of funny because they would even use they would bait Clive Barker by telling him that they wanted to talk about Hellraiser 3. He'd come into the studio and they would just try to get him to make more changes to Nightbreed instead of talking about Hellraiser 3. So it was like they would just bait and switch him. While you're here, we're going to talk about Nightbreed. It's like, and eventually, when Nightbreed debacle happened, when they mismarketed it and it bombed, he essentially just lost interest in doing this. Film Futures went out of business, and he basically just wanted no involvement in this. He had little to no involvement in this movie whatsoever. But hey, we did get the CD throwing Cenobite in this one.
That's the part that got a little bit ridiculous for me.
And that was his Cenobite name, was CD. That was his name. He was a former DJ that became a Cenobite, and he throws little CDs.
Didn't he have a camera in his head too, though?
That was different. That was Camerahead. That was a different guy. Camerahead's another Cenobite.
Okay, I don't even remember it. I don't think I've purposely not watched that movie since it first came out. So, sorry.
I'll tell you this: it's not anywhere as good as 1 and 2, but it's nowhere near as bad as the ones that followed this one. It's actually enjoyable. I'm gonna say enjoyable is a big word for this. Let's not say enjoyable. It's interesting to see the story and the weird Cenobites they made.
Yeah.
And Doug Bradley's still really good in this one. It's actually not an easy one to get. It's streaming on like Fubo TV. It's where it's streaming, but the only U.S. release of this has been on that Arrow Scarlet box set Blu-ray. You can import a version, but
I think I want to say they used to put this out on those bargain Blu-rays, like you get 4 Hellraiser movies or something. Am I wrong, or did they start with number 4 on those?
I think they started with number 4 because this one's only ever been in the U.S. on the Scarlet box set. Like there never was a standalone Blu-ray release of this. There has been in like Spain and UK, but not here. Starting with the later ones, yeah, you get like 27 Hellraiser movies on a 99-cent disc. And they're like, just buy it, please.
Yeah.
But again, it's not my favorite. But like we said, this is the second movie on our list directed by
Hickox.
What's his name? Hickox. And it's kind of interesting because they're so polar opposite between this and Waxwork 2, because Waxwork 2 is completely goofy and fun, and this is like trying to be serious. And
yeah,
I know that if you read about this, Hickox was a big fan of Hellraiser, and he did try to do justice a little bit to the first 2, as much as he could with the studio pulling the strings on a lot of this.
Yeah,
we did it up with a CD Cenobite who throws CDs at us. So at least it wasn't a laser. It could have been a Laserdisc Cenobite. So those would have been crazy.
Yeah, thank goodness they didn't do that. The movie would have been. People would have been like, "What are those giant records that he's throwing? Those silver records he's throwing at people."
Silver records. Even today, I think people see CDs and go, "What are those metallic flat discs that they have? What
exactly.
is that? So strange.
Weird, man." All right, that's enough Hellraiser 3 talk. Moving on.
Oh, man. Oh, this is a good one.
Yes, it is.
A seemingly innocent and sweet little boy named Loyd Cryer causes murder and mayhem in his new neighborhood and falls for the teenage girl next door. Of course, this was released direct-to-video, guys. September 23rd, 1992. It's the American psychological crime slasher film Mikey, directed by Dennis Dempster. Mikey. Hey, Mikey.
Hey, Mikey.
You're going to have to be very patient with him in the beginning.
Get him placed with adoptive parents as quickly as you can.
They took him away from his real parents. He was abused or something, I don't know.
Who are you?
I'm Mikey Trenton.
Trentons don't have a kid.
Now they do. You don't love me anymore.
That's not a toy.
I know that.
Mikey, no!
I'm calling to inquire about a former student of yours. His name is Mikey Trenton, and he's in the 4th grade.
The pilgrim is bad, so the church is fixing him.
Officially, this case is closed.
Okay, put that down. It's not a toy.
That's what you say.
Hasn't he ever been checked out? Psychologically?
Life is full of accidents.
What are you talking about?
The radio. It's not safe.
Why not?
Don't you know anything about his history?
He's a wonderful kid. He's perfect.
Yeah, he's too perfect. I've been doing some research into Mikey Trenton's background.
If I had a girlfriend, I'd do anything for her.
I think that there's something very wrong with Mikey. There's something very strange about him. I think that Mikey's in love with me.
He's only 9 years old.
Why don't you like me anymore?
No. Mikey, no!
Dead people aren't the ones to be scared of. living people are.
I need all the information you can give me on Mikey Trenton. What do you want, Mikey? It's psychotic behavior.
Mikey just needs a good, stable home.
Remember, Jason and Freddy were kids once, too. Mikey.
All right, Charles, remember, Jason and Freddy were kids once, too.
They were kids once, too.
Yeah.
You know, this is little Andy Keaton from Family Ties, guys.
It is.
He acted in a lot of stuff and sort of disappeared, but you know, there was that really well-known band, the Ataris, and he played with them.
The Ataris
with them.
or Atari Teenage Riot?
No, the Ataris. He was one of their touring guitarists.
Huh. I don't know the Ataris.
Yeah, the Ataris it's a kind of well-known punk emo type band. He became one of their touring guitarists like later on, and that's kind of what he did. It's interesting.
Oh, okay. That's pretty neat.
I agree with you, Eduardo. Blank Check. Blank Check is what I know him from too. I saw Blank Check in theaters. I remember Blank Check.
So, it looks like a lot of people haven't seen this. There's several people that say they haven't seen it. This just came out on Blu-ray from MVD Rewind. So it's a good time to get familiar with this one if you haven't seen it. Check out that Blu-ray.
Yeah, and before this Blu-ray, the Blu-ray just came out last month or 2 months ago. But before that Blu-ray, this movie was impossible to get, really. You could track down a VHS copy of it. There was a DVD, but the DVD is like super out of print. And before the Blu-ray, that DVD was selling for like $80-$90. It was ridiculous.
It was, yeah.
And I don't have the Blu-ray. And I think I'm going to pick it up because I've never actually seen a good copy of this. I actually have a copy on VHS right over there, which I don't really want to watch because it'll probably give me a headache because it doesn't look like it's in very good shape. So,
yeah.
But Mikey was a fun movie. I actually remember this as a young person too, as a young kid, because I remember renting this a few times. I don't know. I always seem to like this. I'll admit I haven't seen it in a while. I could probably go back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna add it to my list because I do enjoy this one from what I remember.
Awesome. So let's see. You said it's streaming. You can watch it. You can rent it. I'm sorry, on Amazon and Apple TV. No, that's wrong.
No, it's actually streaming on Prime.
Streaming on Prime. There you go. Or Tubi with ads. Awesome. There we go. $1.99 Amazon rental.
It wasn't streaming at all until they brought the Blu-ray out. So like the Blu-ray came out, and then like 3 weeks later, it was streaming on like, it's weird how that happens, but it was streaming on like Amazon and Tubi like 3 weeks after that. So it was interesting.
Sweet. Awesome.
It's a movie you can't get that all of a sudden they're like, it's everywhere. You're like, okay. So.
That's neat. All right, my man. Yeah. So we're moving on, right? Next one up. This was kind of a return for a favorite director of a lot of people.
Yes, it was.
Yes, sir. A vampire that only has a thirst for bad guys bites off more than she can chew when she fails to properly dispose of one of her victims, a violent mob boss. Released September 25th, 1992. This is the American black comedy horror film Innocent Blood, directed by John Landis. Released in some regions as A French Vampire in America.
Some kind of a freak?
Now, this guy's lost a lot of blood.
You know, he had his head blown off.
No, this guy's really lost a lot of blood.
Marie had a hunger to feed on the evil.
You want a ride? You got one.
Michelli's a gangster.
Call me Sal.
Who's out to take over the city.
What do I call you?
Marie.
Wait, Marie.
What he didn't count on was a vampire.
Come on, baby. Relax.
With a taste for Italian. Now, the undead. And the undercover
You are under arrest.
are teaming up
Michelli's not dead, is he?
Gotta get hold of yourself.
to take the bite out of crime.
You're gonna be made men. But when you're made by me, nobody can touch you. Welcome to the family.
From John Landis, the director of An American Werewolf in London.
You lost a lot of blood. Are you sure you don't need more?
Don't worry, you're not my type.
Innocent Blood, a movie that goes straight for the jugular.
All right, and we're back. Innocent Blood. That was a fun movie. Lots of horror cameos in this movie too. Lots of folks. You just got to keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Anne Parlot on this is Parlot. I can't remember her last name. She's a French chick, but she's a real great actress. She's in La Femme Nikita. She's really great in this, and kind of Loyd was saying, and I say too, is it's filmed really similar to American Werewolf in London. I mean, the way he did some of his shots and visuals in this was real similar to American Werewolf in London.
Yes,
but I actually like this movie a lot, and the original version of this, Landis had to cut down because they gave him an NC-17 rating on this one originally. So I do like this though. I think Landis was the right director for this. I think this could have easily been a really crappy movie with the wrong director, taking it in the wrong direction, something stupid and just out there. But really like this. And like you said, there's a lot of cameos in this. I know Dario Argento appears in it at one point, and Sam Raimi appears in it at one point. So it's just
Savini is in it, I think.
Yeah, Savini. Yeah. Linnea Quigley shows up too. At one point, just a whole bunch of people, and it's a really fun movie. It definitely one that people. I find a lot of people who like Landis but haven't seen this one, and I always say give it a watch. It's got a really good score by Ira Newburn in it, and the score is kind of funny because originally Elmer Bernstein scored this movie, and Landis didn't use his score, and that kind of ended their relationship. Bernstein scored like 9 of his movies before this, so not really sure what happened with that, but I've read that he had a pretty good score for it, but Landis didn't like it for some reason. Also, I mean, going on, you mentioned the title, A French Vampire in America. The studio actually renamed it in some foreign releases without John Landis knowing, and it pissed him off because that's not the name of his movie. So, but it got to be known as that, French Vampire in America. So,
makes sense.
If you haven't seen it, Warner Brothers actually has a Blu-ray out for $18, so you can rent it for $2 on Amazon. Not streaming anywhere besides a rental on Amazon. But the Blu-ray is actually a pretty good Blu-ray. Good cut, good release of it. Coming from a studio. Studio released Blu-rays are usually not that good, but this one's actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Awesome. That's one that I want to go back and visit myself very soon. I do remember enjoying it. It's funny and it's horror, at the same time, just like Landis is such a master at doing that. So it's a good flick.
Yep.
All right, Charles, you've got a big deal coming up. The next film on the list.
Let's see if people can get this one. A store clerk is transported to 1300 AD, where he must retrieve the Necronomicon.
Oh, I know what it is.
An army of the dead, so he can return home. Oh, Lord. First premiered at the Sitges Film Festival in Spain, October 9th, 1992. It's the American comedy horror film Army of Darkness, directed, co-written, and co-edited by who? Sam Raimi. Oh, yeah.
He thought he vanquished the evil. But Ash is about to discover the evil lives in the 12th century.
I say to the pit with him!
He's a man of courage.
Give me some sugar, baby.
A man of honor.
But what are the things that we've shared?
Well, that's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
A modern hero.
Groovy.
Trapped in the wrong century.
This is my boomstick!
With only one way to get back home.
When thou retrievest the book from its cradle, you must recite the words Klaatu, Berata, Nictu.
I got it! Klaatu, Berata,
Now,
when thou spoke the words, the army of the dead awoke.
he's about to face the unimaginable.
Are you me?
The unthinkable. And the unholy terror of the army of darkness.
Who's with me? Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Good.
Hello!
Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
The eagerly awaited third chapter of the most celebrated cult classic of our time.
Say hello to the 21st century. Get out!
Army of Darkness.
Buckle up, bonehead. Because you're going for a ride.
All right, Charles. I think I was first in line to see this movie back when it came out at the theater. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was disappointed when I walked out of the theater. But
you're disappointed a lot in the 90s, Loyd.
But my God, did this movie grow on me. Just like Chainsaw 2, I was disappointed when I first saw that. But, you know, they did something totally different and new for this film. I wanted more Evil Dead, you know, Evil Dead 1 and 2. And I didn't get that with this movie. But it was probably better for me that I didn't get more of the first one. Because this is an amazing classic.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that most people don't even know that this is the third movie in a series of films. There are some people out there that don't know that there are Evil Dead films.
Yeah, and you know, this movie had a couple of titles, and one of the titles they had was Evil Dead 3: Army of Darkness, but yeah, they wanted it to stand on its own, so that's why Evil Dead 3 was dropped. And Sam Raimi wanted the actual title, which kind of is the actual title, which is Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. But that was kind of his way of paying a nod to the 40s, like when Epic and Stella used to throw their actual names in movies. But the studio just thought it was ridiculous and people would be confused and be like, who the hell is Bruce Campbell? And then they would just made them shorten it for official purposes. And I mean, we have Darkman to thank for Army of Darkness, because without the success of Darkman, we never would have had Army of Darkness. That's what got Raimi finally a budget to make this third super high budget movie, which it was extremely high budget. This movie was like $13 or $14 million to make. They gave him the money for it. Yeah, and it's just, I love this movie. It's so fun. I love the progression of Evil Dead, because it's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street, where it just starts as a horror movie, then it just keeps getting more and more crazy as you go on these movies, you know?
Yeah.
It's so great.
Well, I certainly appreciate it a lot more than I did when I first saw it. It's hilarious. The movie's great. They poke fun of themselves. There's a lot more of the Three Stooges type stuff going on in this film.
There is some Three Stooges stuff going on.
There is. So, I love it now. I love this movie now a lot. You know, back in 1992, I just couldn't appreciate it, I guess. But Army of Darkness, who doesn't know about this movie, and what else can you say about it?
Yeah, and it's got a lot of people in it too. You know, you just random people that pop up in the movie. You know, Bill Moseley was in this movie. Bill Moseley was the Deadite captain.
Yes.
Yeah, and William Lustig, who directed Maniac, Cat Maniac 2. 2 is one of the has a cameo in it too. There's a lot of people. I think
Patricia
even Bernard
Tallman's
Rose has
in
a
it.
go.
She plays the
a lot
witch.
of people in this.
Yep. So great film.
Yeah, it's a great film. I mean, I love Army of Darkness. I've been watching Evil Dead series for so long that I can't even remember which one of these I saw first. Like, that's how far back they go, you know?
Yeah.
I've always loved these movies, though. They're so much fun. And, yeah, I was always hoping we would get a 4, and then we got the TV show, which was just as fun. So, very happy for that.
Definitely. All right, I'm looking ahead, and the first 4 words in your description here, everybody's going to guess it. What do you think, Charles? I think they will. Maybe. We're getting into familiar territory here. Next up, a hooked serial killer who appears when you say his name in a mirror 5 times is accidentally summoned to reality by a skeptic grad student researching the monster's myth. Released October 16th, 1992, this is the American slasher film Candyman, written and directed by Bernard Rose, starring Virginia Madsen, Tony Todd, and based on the short story The Forbidden by Clive Barker.
Have you ever heard of Candyman? If you look in the mirror, you say his name 5 times.
In cities everywhere,
Candyman,
they whisper his name.
Right. Candyman.
It's just a story.
Candyman.
Candyman.
Just a ghost story.
Candyman.
An entire community starts attributing the daily horrors of their lives to a mythical figure.
The legend first appeared in 1890. He was attacked, mutilated, and burned to death. Poor Candyman.
Helen, a woman died in there. Leave it.
Everyone knows he isn't real.
That's modern oral folklore.
Everyone. Except Helen Lyle.
Bernadette. It ain't safe around here. I don't scare too easy. Wanna know about Ruthie Jean? They ain't never gonna catch him. Who? Candyman.
Who is that?
I came for you.
Do I know you?
Now she is about to discover.
Helen? Get out! Get out!
What's behind the mystery?
I'm sick.
What's behind the legend?
Listen, he's under the bed!
And most terrifying of all,
Come with me.
what's behind the mirror?
He's here.
Candyman, you don't have to believe. Just beware.
Candyman, such a fantastic movie. I love Candyman. Super well done. Ahead of its time. Beautiful music. The score is great. Bernard, are you seeing the people talking about the music you added into that?
Well, I added some music into that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The Candyman
I had to.
can. All right, baby.
I think that was a missed opportunity. That should have been the theme song. Every time he appeared in the mirror, it should have been like Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love, makes the world taste good. This is why they don't let me direct movies, because it'd be amazing. He'd come out throwing Hershey kisses and be like, "Woo, Candyman!"
That's right. Well, I love Candyman. I just love the way this film was made. It's gorgeous. It really is. It has great cinematography, and I think it was ahead of its time too.
Philip Glass's score in this is so fantastic, and Philip Glass is a great composer, but everybody knows him from his score for Candyman. That's what everybody knows, and it's such a great score. And like you say, cinematography in it is absolutely beautiful. And they actually came up with the opening shot of this over Chicago was like a new camera system called Skycam. So it's like the steady cam over the sky down shot. And that was like one of the first times they'd use that stabilization thing. And it looks beautiful.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really great. Yeah, like you said, Ted Raimi pops up. Like it's Ted Raimi. I'm like, oh my God. How many movies can you be in a Ted Raimi? Just a random.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tony Todd's fantastic. Let's don't forget to mention that Tony Todd as Candyman is just he's fantastic. His voice is amazing. He's got such a presence on screen.
He's got an amazing voice. I don't know anybody who could beat the Candyman besides him. And they actually, in the early stages, they approached Eddie Murphy about being the Candyman. So
yeah, I think I remember that, but they couldn't afford him or something.
They couldn't afford him. He wanted too much money. So I'm glad that didn't pan out because I don't know how he would have been as the Candyman.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It would have been the same movie. Maybe it would have. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just not sure without Tony Todd.
I love Candyman. It's part of me because I grew up in Chicago, and Candyman was it was filmed. A lot of it was filmed in a soundstage in LA, but they did film on location in Chicago. One of the crazy things about filming in Chicago is they actually filmed at Cabrini Green, which is like the most dangerous area of Chicago, and they had to pay off gangs there to protect them and not mess with the production. So they actually had to send somebody in to talk with the gangs and give them money to stay away from them and actually protect them from other gangs coming in and messing with them. So. And a lot of those gang members appeared in extras in those scenes too. That was part of their negotiations with the studio. So, interesting way it worked though. But I can't imagine it not being filmed at Cabrini Green because it's the perfect location for that movie. There's no way they could have recreated that in a soundstage.
Yeah, and Virginia Madsen is fantastic in it as well. She, I just don't know. They nailed everything with this movie. They really did. Everything was perfect. I can't think of a single thing about Candyman that I would have changed ever.
Yeah, I won't say anything ever bad about Candyman. So it's such great acting in it. The way it's all shot, the way it's scored, and even people who were in it like little roles, like the lady who played Virginia Madsen's friend was Cassie Lemons. And Cassie Lemons went on to be a director herself. She directed Harriet that came out last year that was nominated for a bunch of awards. So you just have cool people pop up in this, who moved on to do good things. Mm-hmm. Love Candyman. I can't ever say anything bad about Candyman.
Yep. Xander Berkeley is one. He's been in a lot of great stuff. So yeah, perfect film. Right up there with Hellraiser is top Clive Barker movies.
Yeah, it's great. And I always thought Bernard Rose, I always thought he was a great director, but he never really did anything worth noting after Candyman. It's kind of interesting how his career progressed because he didn't really do much that I liked. I know he did that movie about Beethoven, Immortal Beloved, which was okay, but nothing else I really thought coming from a director who did a movie like this.
Right.
I don't know.
All right, so Candyman. There's a Shout Factory Blu-ray that came out. It looks like you can get it for about $16 on Amazon. It's also streaming on Fubo TV, DirecTV, Sling, or you can rent it on Amazon and Vudu for like $4. So. Let's hit the next one, Charles.
Man, it's a good one, too. All right.
Yep.
A madman. I love this movie so much. I'm sorry. A madman believes he's a doctor. A madman who believes he's a doctor begins murdering people and becomes infatuated with a teenage girl who has a heart condition. Released October 23rd, 1992. It is the American slasher film Dr. Giggles. Directed by Manny.
It's time to make make an appointment.
Scalpel?
It'll be good for your health.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Oh, sorry. The doctor's in. Sane.
How about a free examination? Get ready to take your medicine. If you think that's bad, wait till you get my bill. I hope you have protection.
Dr. Giggles.
All right. That kind of ended abruptly. That one did.
That's
Wasn't
Dr.
ready for
Giggles,
it.
man. That was the TV teaser. So it was a little shorter, but Dr. Giggles is a crazy movie. So many great one-liners in that too. The doctor is in. You're so lucky I make horse calls. Like, Jesus Christ. When I grew up, I want to be Dr. Giggles.
Yeah. Well, I love Larry Drake as an actor. He's done some of my favorite roles of all time.
Larry Drake is great.
Yep. I didn't realize that, but I'm looking, but he was in Herschel Gordon Lewis's This Stuff Will Kill You. I had no idea he was in that. And I've seen that movie. Have to go back and watch it.
Stuff Will Kill You. Yeah. I mean, that's a fun movie too. Dr. Giggles is great. It had some different titles overseas because Dr. Giggles couldn't be translated too easily. So in Mexico and South America, it was Dr. Scalpel. In Hungary, it was Dr. Madness. And in Russia, it was just called The Laughing Doctor. Why not?
That makes it simple, right?
We must go see Laughing Doctor. Laughing. He laugh. He's spooky. We laugh together, the doctor and me.
Yeah, and then did this come first or did the dentist come first?
This came first.
Okay, all right. Couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
the dentist was a few years after this with Corbin Burnson, but
And we've
Dr.
had
Giggles
both. We've had both crazy dentists at our show. We've had Corbin Burnson, and we've also had Larry Drake.
Yeah, and this isn't an easy movie to get either. You can rent it on Amazon, but it was only ever released in the U.S. on a bundle with a movie called Otis.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's out of print. It's like $50, but again, if you have a region free player, you could import a copy from Spain on a region B for like $15, and it's actually a lot better copy than the one that's on that double set. It's a lot better transfer, the one from Spain. So you have a region player, region free, get you a region B copy of Dr. Giggles and enjoy it. Giggles and laugh with Dr. Giggles.
Ha 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 ha
ha ha ha ha ha ha.
So what else about Dr. Giggles can we say?
I just love a lot of this movie. A lot of great shots. There's some weird point of view shots. The one with the point of view shot through the mouth of one of the characters, and it's just it's a fun movie. It's sometimes it can be unintentionally funny. That happens sometimes during this movie.
Yeah,
but it's just nature of it, and it's kind of funny because Larry Drake is great in this, but they wanted Ted Danson apparently first as Dr. Giggles. So I don't know if Ted Danson could have pulled off how charismatic Larry Drake is. He's just so great as this character,
I also don't think they could afford him either. So what was up with producers in 1992 going, let's get Eddie Murphy. Oh my God,
guys.
He'd be great as Candyman.
We got $450,000. We need Eddie Murphy. We need Ted Danson. We need Charlton Heston. We need everybody.
You need a $10 million budget at least.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, there's Dr. Giggles. Let's move on. This one is
it's the last one too, guys.
This is the last one besides our honorable mentions. But this next one up, let's go ahead and do it. This is a great flick. Count Dracula comes to England to seduce his barrister, Jonathan Harker's fiancée, and inflict havoc in the foreign land. Released November 13th, 1992.
I summon El Blueberry-O.
Hang on. So, sorry, Richard Nettleton just tipped us $5. Thank you, Richard.
Oh, El Blueberry-O.
He said he wanted to summon El Blueberry-O.
oh, blueberry.
There you go. You have summoned him.
Blueberry, oh. Ooh.
All right. Released November 13th, 1992. This is the American Gothic horror film Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola and starring Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Keanu Reeves.
Oh, whoa, bro.
Whoa, bro. Dracula.
I walk away, Dracula, okay? I walk away.
Dracula.
Their names are legendary. Their destinies linked. An ageless myth meets an uncompromising master. Francis Ford Coppola brings an undying legend to life. Dracula. Beware.
All right, Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Wow.
1992. Great movie.
What a phenomenal movie. Won 3 Oscars, you know, for costume designing, effects, and makeup. Fantastic makeup in it. But the cast in this movie, I mean, Gary Oldman's so perfect as Dracula, but I mean, Cary Elwes is in this, you know, Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves, Monica Bellucci's in this, Tom Waits is Renfield. This movie is really great. It's another movie that's one of, if not the, I don't know if it's, but it's definitely one of the best Dracula adaptations ever done.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
great.
Why couldn't they continue that? I know they tried at one point, like with some other classic Universal classic monster remake type stuff, but they just weren't able to pull it off like this.
Like The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
That was supposed to be a big. Yeah, it was supposed to be a big revival of the monsters. And
all right, I'm gonna tell you how we fix this. Is you let me direct all the Universal monster remakes. Give it to Charles. Just give me $26 million, and I'm gonna remake these movies, and they're gonna be really good. I'm gonna tell you, they'll be good. They'll be true to the movies, and they'll be good. So you don't have to worry.
So I never saw Mary Shelley's Frankenstein that came out 2 years later, but De Niro played the creature, right? And it seemed like even back then they were having trouble, you know, making that happen. But yeah, especially with The Mummy that was supposed to turn into a big superhero Universal classic monsters mashup of some sort. I have no idea why they did that.
It's because they got the wrong people with the wrong ideal trying to make these movies, you know?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just a really, really well-made film. You know, Francis Ford Coppola is a great director. You know, we can't ever say anything about Francis Ford Coppola, though he did do some stuff that I'm not a fan of, but I can still see stuff I don't like of his and know it's good. You know, you can always tell a movie that's good, even if you don't like it. You're like, oh, it's a good movie. But he was, I think, the right director for what they wanted. He was very much wanting to do this true to like the book and with own like a little spin on it, and it worked really, really well. Got to give him that.
I can't remember who it was that showed up a couple of years ago in a Dracula costume, and he had the red armor, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. I know what you're talking about. I saw that, and yeah, it looked really good. It looked really good. But I mean, I don't even know if I could say any critiques on this movie. It's beautifully shot. I don't know who the cinematographer was in this. I don't know off the top of my head. I know it was really well shot. I know I love the score in this, and the score was done by a Polish composer, and I can't remember his name either. Wojciech or something. I can't remember his name, but great score. Really like this movie, and it's out there. It was one of the first movies actually released on 4K Blu-ray, and definitely one if you don't have it. Recommend getting it. It's definitely one that's good to watch on 4K or regular Blu-ray if you want to.
Allie just said it was Matt Crabtree that was in that costume, so kudos to Matt Crabtree.
Yeah, kudos. Yeah, so I enjoyed this one a lot. It made a crap ton of money. It made a whole lot of money. It was like one of the largest grossing movies in the 90s, and it made a crap ton of money for an R-rated film. It was really great. Yep, love it so much. I guess the only small critique I could say is I never really liked Winona Ryder. I thought she was a weird choice for that role. Not that she's a bad actress, but she's not that character, how that character should be. That was probably the only tiny thing I can say about this movie. But other than that, whoop whoop.
There you go. So everybody, that was the list for 1992. We do have honorable mentions though. So there's going to be several movies that we cover in the upcoming video starting now.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for the Super 47 Megabucks movie. Tonight we'll be watching a family classic called Necromantic. So grab the kiddies, huddle around the television, and get ready for some feel-good family fun.
This program is being brought to you by Busch Light.
This is about power. I love you.
All good.
You won't regret this, I swear.
You might.
And coming to video cassette April 9th, he's back to rip the lid off your rentals. Belial, one of the most popular figures in horror film history, returns in this masterpiece of the outrageously macabre. Basket Case 3, The Progeny. The stunning sequel to the profitable hits Basket Case and Basket Case 2, both rental winners on Billboard's top 40 rental charts. And we're offering a 3-for-2 offer. Receive a copy of Basket Case 2 with every 2-pack of Basket Case 3, an $89.95 value.
With Rutger Hauer and Luke Perry.
Buffy, you're not like other girls.
Yes, I am.
Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't even break a nail.
In those far corners of the world, where magic still lingers in the earth, we have another name for those violent winds that blow from nowhere. We call them Dust Devils.
He's here.
Randy Quaid, Patrick Bergen,
I will destroy you!
Frankenstein, a terrifying motion picture from TNT. Tomorrow night at 8.
We'll return to the Megabucks movie after these messages.
This is how much most stores charge for video games. This is how much we charge. Funcoland. More video games than anybody else at half the price.
Randy Quaid and Mary Beth Hurt. Now there's a new name for terror. Parents.
Dinner's at 6.
Friday on the WNFT Megabucks movie.
Das automobile Gesamtkonzept und seine moderne Triebwerkstechnologie haben ihn Jahr für Jahr in eine Spitzenposition gebracht. Entdecken auch Sie den Renault 19, Deutschlands meistgekauftes Importauto aller Klassen. Der Renault 19, Mann, ist das ein Typ.
We now return to the Megabucks movie.
Badge of silence. The Maniac Cop is back.
You fucker.
Pet Cemetery 2.
Jeff, honey. Father and I need to talk.
I can't have you now. He's lost you forever. You're mine.
Julian Sands, Patsy Kensit. The Turn of the Screw.
This program has been brought to you by Busch Light.
All right, so there you are, guys. There's 1992. Several films. Ninja Zombie probably should have been #1 on the list tonight. Sorry, Charles. That should have made it to #1.
I done messed up, Aaron. I'm sorry. I done messed up. I'm sorry.
What does he say after the guy bites the finger off? What does he say?
You fucker.
That's our new catchphrase. You fucker.
You fucker. That's what I would do if somebody bit off my finger. You fucker.
You
Where did it go? Where's the finger?
Fantastic.
Where's my finger? JRE, No Love for Critters 4. Everybody loves these Critters movies, man.
Well,
I love Critters too, but
no, you don't. You're not good with that.
Look, I want to thank JRE. Freaking awesome. Charles loves Critters. I love Critters
but look,
1.
They gave us $5 and said no love for Critters 4. So that means I don't know what that means. Still gave us $5. We're gonna do a whole show on the Critters
4.
If you want a whole show on Critters, just you tip me $10. I'll do a whole show on Critters for you from start to finish. Now
that's what it is. We're just gonna do a Critters centric show.
Critters centric. Nothing wrong with Critters. I love the first Critters. It was on our Year in Horror 86. I will admit that I did miss Critters 2 in 88. It should have been on my honorable mentions roll. I even loaded it for the honorable mentions roll, but somehow didn't make it to the final one I imported out. So that was my bad. I will say Critters 3 and 4 kind of Critters 3 was decent, but it came out a year where it kind of got pushed by other stuff. Critters 4, I don't know what you would say about Critters 4.
You say Critters 4. Oh, that's exactly what you just said. You're like Critters 4. Oh.
Thank you to Stephen Burt. Stephen Burt gave us a $20 tip.
Yes.
Stephen Burt, love the tip.
Thank you, JRE, for giving us a $5 tip.
Thank you, Jerry.
And Stephen Burt, thank you for the $20 tip. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
And thank you to the earlier tip. We got another tip earlier today from Richard Nettleton, I believe.
Yeah. So, anybody want a copy of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark from our friends at Arrow Blu-ray? Arrow Video? You think we should give this away?
Don't go anywhere, folks. The giveaway is coming up now.
The trash.
Trash or
Elvira
giveaway?
Or trash?
That would be great. I wonder if anybody does want that.
I'm going to give away 2 movies, actually. I'm going to give away Elvira, then I'm going to give away a copy of Psycho, too.
Ooh, the new Psycho Blu-ray. That just came out, right?
Yeah. The extended version of Psycho Uncut.
I'll go ahead and take that one.
Since 1960. All right, Lloyd, this is for you.
Boom.
Here you go.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so you're welcome. So we're just giving away 1 copy of Elvira tonight. All right, so if you want to win Elvira, I'll start with Elvira. The first person who could tell me the name of the car that was in my honorable mentions video, the brand.
Oh, the name of the car. We were joking about that in the backstage, basically.
a very futuristic vehicle it was.
Oh yeah.
I'll give
So
you Elvira.
I'm watching both. I'm watching. So the question is, got it. Stephen Burt got it.
Stephen Burt.
He said he's not playing. Okay, so Charles Anderson got it.
All right. Charles Anderson. I'll send this out to you.
It was a Renault.
Was it Renault?
Renault, I guess. Or do you pronounce the T at the end? Renault or Renault?
Renault.
Renault.
So Charles Anderson is in the UK, so I'm going to ship this beautiful Elvira Arrow video copy out to you in the UK.
We're going to put it on a boat that's headed that way, so you might get it before the end of the year, maybe.
I'm going to hand deliver this in the UK to you. I'm just going to show up at your door like, hey, it's me, Charles. It's another Charles. Two Charles don't make a ride. Ha, 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 ha. I live here now.
So are you giving away Psycho?
Yeah.
Psycho.
Jesus, Loyd.
Everybody's Psycho. So you got to come up with a good question for this.
A good question? Why don't you come up with a good question?
You want me to come up with a really good question?
Yeah.
I don't know
you
if
guys
I can
have this beautiful copy of Psycho. It's an amazing copy. How about this? You want me to make it easy or hard?
Make it easy. Hardly easy.
Hardly easy? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean? All right. What color? No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say that. I'm just kidding. I like to always throw in old ones. So how about the first person who can tell me? We should put on some music. What do you think?
Do it.
I like to
Charles.
give people an anticipation.
Do it.
You want me to put some music on?
Yes. I'm ready for the music.
Like it? Feel good?
I don't know what this is,
all I got.
but okay.
That's all I got. All right, so tell me, there was a in our Year in Horror 1977 series, there was a movie that starred William Shatner. Tell me that movie. The Year in Horror 77, there was a movie on our list that starred William Shatner. The first person who can answer that will get Psycho.
All right. I'm watching. So Stephen Burt says he's not playing. JRE, Kingdom of Spiders.
Yep, that's it.
JRE, you are our second winner tonight. You have won a beautiful copy of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, 1968. This is a classic movie about a boy and his mother.
It's such a great movie. It's a beautiful story, a love story about a man who loves his mama, and he just wants to run a hotel, and people just keep bothering his business. He's trying to deal with people, and this actually is a really good copy of Psycho that's came out recently. It's got the 1960 cut that hasn't been seen since it was in theaters, the longer version. So
that's what I heard. I've got to buy that myself. So fantastic.
Putting your slipcover on it. So I think I have Charles Anderson's address in the UK. JRE, if you could send us yours. I don't know if I have yours, but send it to us whatever way you'd like, either via Facebook or you can email me at charlesdoes@frightmarehq.com. It comes directly to me. And I will put these in a nice little package and I will ship them out to you, and I'll have Loyd kiss them for you.
Nope, Charles will be kissing those because they're at his house, so you kiss them both.
All right.
So there we are. We have knocked out another year in our series. This is 1992. Next up, what's next, Charles? Friday? Is Friday the next thing that's going to happen for us?
All right. So Friday is a fun day. So there's two things happening that put me and Loyd on different sides of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. All right. The first big thing that's happening is happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is the opening of Frightmare Collectibles, Loyd's beautiful horror haven that he has burst from his groin and given to us with blood and sweat and tears. So I definitely want to say, if you guys are in DFW or close to DFW or even far away, come on down to Frightmare Collectibles.
Come on, visit us. We've got the store's looking great. We're ready to go. We've got a few more things to do, but we will be ready. You can go to the website, frightmarecollectibles.com, or look us up on Facebook, Frightmare Collectibles. I hope to see as many of you as possible at that. And then Charles has another cool event going on that night.
Yeah, so Friday night, I'm doing a screening of Nightmare on Elm Street with our Patreons. I think we filled that up. So if you're one of the Patreons and you're coming to that, be happy to see you guys on Friday. Just show up at the theater. I'm going to send you guys an email, though, that has a copy of the tickets in it. You can just come in. Oh, watch Nightmare on Elm Street because it's almost Halloween, and I like to see everybody's faces, and we watch horror movies together. So that's going to be fun. Then,
yes,
Saturday we'll have our normal show, but Saturday I'll also be at Frightmare Collectibles with Loyd. We're going to spend the day out there.
Yep.
And we have a show at 2 o'clock, but we're not doing a watch party for our Twitch Prime on Saturday. We're going to resume our Twitch Prime watch parties. I don't know when. Are we even doing anything? Because the next one would be Halloween, the 31st. So
we definitely... I don't know. Should we do one on the 31st? Anybody want to do a watch party on the 31st?
Do you guys want to do a watch party on the 31st with us? You can let us know. We'll do something.
Yeah, make sure you do that. The Saturday show, though, I can go ahead and announce that, though. The Saturday show is going to be director Mitch Wilson. He directed a film called Knucklebones that looks pretty good. Mitch Wilson, this Saturday, 2 p.m. Central. Knucklebones, director Mitch Wilson. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And, yeah, let us know if y'all want to do a Saturday night Halloween. Looks like we're getting a couple of things. A couple of people saying yes, they'd like us to do that.
Maybe we'll dress up in costumes or something.
Yeah, we can wear costumes.
I'm gonna dress up as Loyd. I'm gonna dress up as Loyd Pryor.
Hey, speaking of costumes, if you need some costumes, we're gonna have a few coming up. Some masks and costumes at Frightmare Collectibles. So, last 2 weekends of this month, come on out. If you need something, maybe we've got it. Should be a lot of fun.
I'm gonna tell you guys, if you want one of those amazing Savini masks that was made specifically for Frightmare Collectibles, a very limited amount, definitely get out there because those are going to go quick. They're beautiful.
Yep.
They are beautiful.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you get there and we're sold out, I'm sorry. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to limit those to one per person at the store.
Yeah.
So when you come in, that's a one per person thing. Knucklebones, he's on Twitch watching us right now. Mitch Wilson, he just popped in.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, we're gonna talk with him on
MPE37 tip
Saturday,
$20.
so,
Great show, guys.
He brought out Knucklebones, and he just released it back on a Blu-ray, and it's definitely going to be fun to talk about. We like talking about independent films and people who make independent films. So, just talking to him about his movie and what he's got going on. Definitely good to spread the love out there for our horror friends.
Definitely. So Meredith Petrie just donated or tipped us $20. So thank you, Meredith. We appreciate that. We're high rollers, guys. We're gonna take all this money and spend it on cocaine.
So,
I think.
Yeah, we're actually gonna go call Stephen King up. And we're gonna get so much cocaine. He's gonna write us a movie about a lamp, the haunted story of Loyd and Charles.
Allie just said she's gonna buy one of those Savini masks tomorrow. Don't come tomorrow, Allie. We're closed tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, I'll be in Friday. Ollie lives out of state. Ollie's driving up here to come to Frightmare Collectibles and come to our Nightmare on Elm Street screening. So
yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a fun party. Also, if you're
She meant Friday, she said, by the way.
If you're one of our Patreons, I'm going to give away our Patreon mystery box after the show. I'm going to post it on our Patreon. So whoever is our winner of our Patreon monthly mystery box, I'm going to announce it because I just did a big old spin like this. Somebody's name popped up, and I know who it is. And I've got a box of fun over there. It's got the rest of my Battlefield Earth copies in it, and 3 Depends, and a jock strap, and some weird like old pins that I found in a drawer. So all yours.
Perfect.
Enjoy. No, actually, it's a really awesome mystery box of goodies that I love putting together for you guys. I accumulate things, and I save them for our Patreons for the mystery box. That's what I do.
There you
with
go.
My little hands. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we want to thank everybody that joined us today. We had a great show. Enjoyed spending the time with you. Charles, good show, my man.
What's up, Loyd?
Thank you for all your hard work. I want to say thanks to everybody one last time. Charles, what else you got before we sign out here?
Just want to thank everybody again. Thanks for all the tips. Appreciate you guys tuning in and give us your feedback. Thank you for all of our Patreons who joined us last night for our Director Series, which is the exclusive show. If you're not a Patreon yet, feel free to join up on our Patreon. You can watch the past exclusive shows, and we do the exclusive giveaways. So other than that, I'll see you guys if you're coming out Friday night to our Patreon screening. See you then. If not, see you Saturday. And then we'll be back Wednesday for 1993, which is an interesting year. So we'll go with
Absolutely. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you for joining Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd Cryer, and I'm here today with...
It is Carlos Blueberry, or Charles Doze.
That's right. Peace out to everybody. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.